Okay, we're looking at a short review for Chapter 9, and you have a study guide you've taken home, you have notes, and I think you're going to do very well on the test. But let's do a couple practice questions together. So we're looking at this figure, and it says, what type of figure is WX? Now, the big clue is the symbol above the 2 points. WX, and that's a double arrow, and that means it's a line. If it's got a point to a line, when it starts here and then continues in one direction forever, that's a ray. And if it has a symbol like this, a dot, a point with a two connected points, it's a line, it's a segment or a line segment. So this is a line, and WX, these two, this line goes forever in this direction and forever down in that direction. Seems like you guys had no problem with that. Now they're asking us what type of angle is BFE, and they're asking is it acute, obtuse, right, or straight. So let's take a look. B to F to E. Now we know that this is 90 degrees from here to here. From this to this would be the measure of DFB. DFB would be 90 degrees. So this is definitely less than 90 degrees. So less than 90 degrees is an acute angle, excuse me. Obtuse would be more than 90 degrees. So, and a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. This is a right angle. A BFD is a right angle. And a straight line is 180 degrees, a line. And you could also, if you wanted to find out how many degrees this is 30, here to here is 30, here all the way to here is 90, so that would be, this must be, BFE must be 60 degrees. So you can just use some deductive reasoning. You might get something harder than just, is it an acute, obtuse on the test? You might have to find the actual angle without using a protractor and just determining it based on the adjacent angles around it. Okay, let's continue. Okay, which two angles are supplementary? Supplementary angle is two angles whose measure adds up to 180. So if you put the angles together, it would form a straight line. So let's see here. We have BFE and EFD. That forms a 90-degree angle. BFE and BFD, those form 90, and that's called a complementary angle. Two angles that are complementary add up to 90 degrees. So that's definitely not a supplementary. Supplementary adds up to a straight line or 180. Let's try option B, AFC and AFB. So here's this angle here and this angle here, they're adjacent, and together, put together, they make a straight line. My line's not very straight, but together they make a straight line if you put them together. Okay, so it's B. Those two angles make a straight line. So we had the little mnemonic device that it is right to complement somebody. So two complementary angles add up to 90 degrees, which is another way of saying a right angle. So two supplementary add up to 100 degrees or a straight line. Two complementary add up together to form a right angle or a 90 degree. It's right to complement somebody. Okay, let's move on. Name this polygon. Now, we have the type of polygon is closed figure, triangle is 3, quad 4, pent 5, hex 6. You have this. Hep is 7, heptagon, octagon 8, nonagon 9, decagon 10. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's a pentagon. And we seem to do pretty well on that. Is you had this, you were asked to study it, and I think you've had that last year too. So for most of you, this was pretty easy. So for this one, we're going to find the unknown measure. So we learned we cut out some triangles, and we made a cut here, and a cut here, and we put them all together, and we found that they always made a straight line when we put them together. So they should always add up to 180 degrees, and 37.3 plus 112.7, that should be a 0, equals 150 degrees. So it has to be 180, so this measure must be 30 degrees right here, because 37.3 plus 112 and 7/10 is 150. 150 plus some unknown should give me 180. And I could isolate both sides, subtract 150 from both sides to isolate the unknown. I get 0x. And subtract 150 over here. And I should get, well, my writing's not very good with this computer today, 30 degrees right here. So this is 30. So you'll get one of those. So adding all the degrees of a triangle is 180, makes a straight line. So just be careful on those, don't miss them. All right, which of the following names the figure below? And we have, we've done this. We have all the different kinds of symbols, and we learned that we have pentagon. It's just 4. We can eliminate that. Trapezoid. With a trapezoid, 2 angles aren't parallel, so they actually would intersect these as all parallel angles. Okay, so and a rhombus has a rhombus is 4 equal sides, and these are all equal. And irregular means all the sides would be different. So this is a rhombus because all 4 sides are the same length, and these little tick marks indicate that all 4 sides are the same length. But they also have all 4 90 degrees. So there's another name for this that I think is a better name for this than rhombus. It's more specific. And this shape has all 4 sides the same length, but it also has something about the angles. It says all 4 angles are 90 degrees, and that shape is you guessed it, a square. And I would think that would be a better answer. It's more specific. But a rhombus has all 4 sides are equal for that particular quadrilateral. And then you did get a sheet with all the what's a rhombus, what's a trapezoid, etc. How can you describe this polygon? Well, this is a triangle. We're going to name it by its sides, and we're going to name it by its angles. So all the sides are the same, so it's an equilateral triangle. Equilateral. And also, all the angles are acute. So it's an acute angle. So it's an equilateral because of its sides, and it's acute because of its angle. And you had this to study. So all 4 sides, equilateral, has all acute angles in it. It's an acute equilateral, or an equilateral acute triangle. Let's move on. Now here's one of these where they're telling you both of these shapes are congruent. So what is this measure right here? And on the test they flip these around. So this matches with this. This matches with this. It's kind of flipped. This kind of got flipped over here, and then so this side is over on that side. It's kind of a mirror, and this side is over on this side. So the x should equal 30 degrees. So you just gotta, I don't know the strategy just other than be real careful, and maybe I like to draw the lines. This goes with this. This goes with this. This goes with this, and just kind of test it and try it out. So the secret word is Los Osos Middle School, because they're having their open house tonight. Anyway, good luck on the test, and I think you're all going to do really well.